My name is Gavin Falco. I'm a sophomore here at UIndy, and I am double majoring in secondary education and English.
My name is Haley Beasley. I'm an English education major and I'm a junior.
My name is Lizzie Batts. I am a junior and I'm an English literary major.
I'm Najat Sheikh. I'm an English literature and secondary ed major and I'm a junior.
I'm Luke Robards. I'm a freshman and I'm an English major and a political science minor.
So an English degree, you have options like everywhere. Like you can get into law, or you can get into education like I am right now. You get into journalism, like there's countless options that you can do with it. On top of all the things that you learn, it really is like a degree that is like a complete cycle of all the things that you learn in college with time management and communication skills that you can grow into whatever field that you would like to go into.
So for me, I pursued an English major because I just love reading and I chose the education path, and hopefully that is something I'm gonna be able to push onto my students.
I was a social work major at first and I wasn't exactly happy there. So I decided English was the better option for me since I've always loved reading and writing, and just the whole English class helped me a lot in high school and in college.
Well, English has always been one of my favorite subjects ever since I was in middle school. And when I was graduating high school, I realized that I did want to study English, but there's the big question of what can you do with English? And I realized that I wanted a career that would allow me to touch and mold the lives of children, especially at the middle and high school level. Especially as someone who did tend to struggle a lot in school, both academically and due to personal issues. I realized that the one thing that really got me through school and really changed my life were the teachers I had, were the educators I had, and I realized I wanted to be that figure for other children. So I realized I love English a lot and this is what I want to do, and thankfully I was able to put the two together. And I just really want to be able to foster a love not only for English and literature, but just I want to foster wonder in my future students, and I feel like I can do that through English.
I really love reading, I really love writing, and the skills that you build just through critical thinking and analysis and close reading, I think are just priceless.
So first off would be time management. The schedule difference between high school and coming into college is a 180. You think you have a lot of free time in college, but you really don't. And then second most important would probably be getting out of your comfort zone. You're gonna read a lot of things that are not necessarily things that you're familiar with, or you're gonna talk about things in class and have discussions with professors about things that maybe aren't quite in your comfort zone either. So figuring out things that necessarily aren't familiar with you, and it helps you grow as a person, learning more about the world, whether it's through reading or writing about things such as that.
So I've learned so much by having an English major, but specifically I have learned how to structure my thoughts into one coherent place, and then also I've learned how to do good in-depth research, and specifically finding good sources and those that come from people who don't typically have their voices heard. I've learned how to find those sources and use those as my primaries.
Definitely time management. It's a big part of my life, even if I wasn't an English major. But also my communication skills, my writing has really improved since I became an English major.
Well, there's definitely the basic ones like critical thinking, being able to read things quickly, being able to pump out an essay in 2 hours when I had the whole semester to do it. But I would also say that I've become more tolerant of other people with different opinions as me, or just people that view and see the world differently than I do. When I came into college, I kind of was very stuck in this mindset that all my opinions are the right opinions, and people who think differently than me, whether that's politically, socially, even academically, anything you study in English is up for interpretation. And I had this idea that it was my way or the highway in terms of opinions. And I feel like I learned to really be able to sit down and listen to other people and deeply consider what they think. And I feel like I've been able to grow not only as a student, but as a person through that.
The biggest one is time management, just learning how to take your education and really make it your own. The second one is probably close reading and critical thinking, so being able to see like a line of text and like dig deeper into what that line of text like actually means. And then furthermore, just being able to like just speak confidently and present confidently on topics.
So I plan to get my master's in both education and in English. And afterwards, like, if teaching is not quite the thing that I want to do, I know I have the English degree to go into like sports journalism, which is something I'm very passionate for, or even law school. I just know that an English degree is something that I can hold on to because I know it can get me into really any job that I want, and it's a great thing to have.
My goal after graduation is to become an English teacher, and specifically I just want to foster an environment where students are learning from others, specifically through literature, and they're able to write about it and be successful.
I plan on doing graduate school first and getting my master's, and I might get a doctorate, I'm not sure yet. And then I'm going to teach high school and or college. And then I plan on opening a bookstore.
Well, after graduation, I want to be an English teacher, so hopefully I'm able to teach at the high school level. And then I want to come back and get my master's in teaching English language learners.
I would love to probably go the legal route, like go to law school, maybe journalism, maybe teaching, maybe even ministry. But all of those things are opened up because of critical thinking skills, close reading skills, time management skills, all that good stuff that I've built just being an English major.
So I had Professor Weiss my freshman year, and I was still kind of in like the weeds of figuring out what exactly I wanted to do in college. And I was also the student that didn't do anything outside of like what they were familiar with. So everything I wanted to write was kind of the same. But in his classes, you go through a number of things, writing about like poetry, like nonfiction pieces, stuff like that. And that kind of really opened up the gateway for me to figure out things that, you know, this is also cool. Like, this is an awesome aspect of being in the English department. And he's also like really funny. So his classes are, you know, super engaged and everyone loves them. So, yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna say Dr. Molly Martin. I've only had one class with her so far, but it was so inspiring. So she's the head of the English department as well. And every time she's just in a room, like she like commands attention in it, and she like just dominates the space, but she also knows like everything just so well that she's able to just like knowledge dump on you, but in a way that's accessible to everyone. Like if you're confused, she will explain it 10,000 times for you until you get it. And she is also just like so accepting of differences, and she's just a funny woman in general, and I just absolutely adore her, and she's just so inspiring. And then shout out to Professor Haney and his English emails.
One professor in the English department would have to be Professor Zimmerly. He's my advisor, but he was also a good mentor for me in my time during UND. He helped me really start to love being an English major as I've grown, and he's just the best.
Dr. Leah Milne in the English department, I would say she is probably the educator that has had the biggest impact on my life, because not only is she just such like, you know, a calming and inspiring figure in the classroom, she just gives you the room to make mistakes and learn, but she will also give you whatever support and accommodations that you need. I feel like she's also been a big figure in teaching me to be more tolerant, and just seeing how she's able to like navigate the classroom and interact with people that maybe don't see eye to eye with her on a few things. She has also just kind of been a role model for me and the educator that I want to be in the future, of just being, you know, understanding and nurturing, but also doing everything in her power to foster the same love that she has for literature within her students.
The biggest one is Dr. Camden, because she's super nice and loves her job, loves reading, loves making education very cost effective, and also is super good at her job. So she doesn't let you get away with being lazy. So you can't mistake her niceness for laziness. Like, she'll tear your papers apart, but also because she wants to make you like a better student and a better person. So